Still just like absorbing it because it almost like needs no review. It's just one of those ones where you need to see it.
How do you even start describing this movie? There's so many weird things going on. Like,
It feels like they were just like, oh fuck it, we're gonna put a summer family vacation movie into this sci-fi world. It literally just felt like somebody watching somebody's vacation film.
you want me to just go through my list?
Go through your list. We'll talk
All right,
about it. Yeah.
I'll go through my list. This is we should have come up with a better plan of discussion when we did this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what happened when. Why don't we just start with the biggest addition to the Guardians so far, in Adam Warlock.
I liked his character. I'm hopeful that we'll see more development with him in the MCU.
After his tease in the second movie, were you excited to see how the actor would portray him? I don't remember his name.
Will Peltier, Peltler. I really was Will Poulter. I My expectation for him, I was curious on if they were gonna make him this all powerful being.
He
And
kind
just
of is.
he obviously is, yeah.
He's got like Captain Marvel level powers.
He's meant to be Jesus.
I don't see the resemblance.
Not the resemblance, but like the he literally fucking he does the fucking painting with God and man.
Adam.
His name is Man.
Adam. That's why.
I don't give a damn.
Adam is named Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
Adam.
He's a new higher level, but it's his character was honestly just one of the funnier designs of very powerful, very straightforward, but he's clearly not as
He's
developed.
dumb as a brick.
He's a child.
He was almost literally born yesterday. Because even she says, like, you released him way too early. He's not, like, developed enough for this. He's a child. He's an actual child.
And the fact that he set a man ablaze and was just like, what business do we have to show? I don't care. I don't get it. It's just business as usual, and it's just like how calm he is, and then
You wanted me to show him that we were gonna kill him, so I killed him. What better way is there to show that I'm gonna kill a man if not killing him?
and it proceeds to take his pet and go, I don't like the way this is making me feel. Is just like very uncomfortable with himself.
He's learning these new emotions and like reacting to things for the first time.
It's almost as uncomfortable as like seeing a stone cold sociopath just fucking do whatever he wants. Because like you understand the moral consequences yourself, and you're just like, if I had the powers involved being God, this would be fucking terrifying. 100%. He's in the right for this. Will's acting was phenomenal. The voice was a little like, I don't know, felt very very straightforward. It was nice.
What is he supposed to sound like?
Well, he's British,
Yeah.
so like the accent was like,
Everybody in space has an accent.
no, like he sounded like very American in my opinion.
I thought he just sounded British.
I didn't get a British tone off of him.
He was speaking in a British accent.
Maybe I'm just fucking stupid. But I don't know. Adam Warlock had a very well done portrayal.
He is British. The actor is British.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought you said he sounded American.
Yeah, he was using I thought he was using an American dialect.
No, he spoke with an accent. You didn't catch that.
No.
Huh.
Fun fact: apparently, I don't know accents.
I also think it's weird that it's implied that this is in reference to the Sovereign. They want to protect their batteries, harbulary batteries, from the dimensional being. And yes, I know they're not called that.
I was just like, I don't think that's what they're called, but I know
They're called
direct.
Manulax batteries. But like the being that comes through the portal is in the High Evolutionary's dungeon. Did he make those? And if so, why would he create a creature that feeds off the batteries that the Sovereign, another species he created, has to protect? Unless he just has them, he's collecting them. Like they're just a separate entity, and he just has some of them around.
He probably just has some around, and they're just like.
Also, he just made the Sovereign, and then the Sovereign made another guy that's more powerful. He should be kind of upset. I mean, he's not. They're not. He's not smart, which is kind of what he's going for. They have to be like the perfect beings. So he's probably not that upset that he made him a moron. But like, still, if the thing that you made trying to make something better than what you could make, you'd probably be a little fucking miffed, wouldn't you?
Well, I
You
mean,
think you can do better than me? I made you.
that's 100% right because he puts a lot of that misguided hatred towards Rocket,
Mm-hmm.
and when he gets Rocket gets mad, or he gets mad at Rocket because Rocket figures out how to solve an issue.
That he didn't know.
Yeah, he literally
He knew
just
something he did not. This creation of his.
yeah, and he just looked at it and just went, I guess, yeah, and he's being asked, how do you know this? And I don't know.
It just makes sense to him.
Yeah,
He's just built different.
yeah, it's like asking
Literally, he's built different.
it's like asking somebody who's a visual like a graphic like a visual learner who sees things visually very well when they're creating stuff and just like I don't know, in my opinion, like a painter or an artist who can just fucking draw a natural landscape.
Some people can just do things.
Yeah, they're just they are literally just built different.
Yeah, either brains are wired certain ways.
That guy who's a human calculator who can literally fucking think of things within seconds.
There was a man once who was hit by lightning, and he'd never played the piano in his life. But after that, he was just like, I'm actually pretty good at piano.
It's a cool party trick.
I don't know, man. His brain got rewired. It was weird.
Stuff like that definitely happens because you look at how even if you have a traumatic brain injury, sometimes your personality changes because stuff just clashes around and whatnot. So it is completely possible for you to just pick up something one day. There's actually a disease and disability where sometimes you just wake up and then you can't use your legs. So it's I have a family member with that disability, so it's definitely something that is possible. It's pretty interesting. So it was a lot of misguided hatred that should have honestly been put towards the sovereign. You're 100% right.
In my notes, Gamora got auto-corrected to Gatorade.
Gatorade. What's to say your
Strawberry lime flavored.
say your note with Gatorade in there.
Gatorade is loved.
Gatorade is loved. Gatorade is indeed loved. What's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
Red.
I liked how they swapped it from Nebula being the Ravagers to being Gamora,
Mm.
and
That's what I meant by Gamora's love. Like at the very end, she goes back to the Ravagers, and they just like tackle her in a group hug,
yeah,
and she's all smiling and happy. Like with the other ones, she puts on a rough exterior, but behind closed doors, she's loved, and she deserves that.
100%, and it feels so nice. Also, since we're talking about the Ravagers, let's talk about that really really cool guy, the sorcerer in space.
Oh yeah, the fucking snake guy from the end of the second one, where it showed Sylvester Stallone and all the other Ravagers. He did the little emoji thumbs up thing. He's a fucking wizard, like an actual sorcerer, like Doctor Strange. Because when he first shows up, he creates one of those sorcerer's portals onto the ship. Like he's using actual magic, and it's never occurred to me that people outside of Earth have access to magic. Like you never see that except for like that Squidward guy from Endgame, and I don't even know if that was actually magic or just some form of telekinesis.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was a deleted scene in Endgame where he's when he's dealing with Doctor Strange. I mean, actually, I think that is the same scene. Never mind. It could be a form of telekinesis, but at the same time, we don't see him actually do any hand gestures.
He does light hand
he
gestures,
does
like
li-
moving shit.
exactly. So that could at the same time that could just be telekinesis in his body, just like some sort of psychic.
Mm.
But we're talking actual sorcerer portals here. So like that's a completely different thing than just psychic powers.
You need like a sling ring and shit. You
Yeah.
gotta have a connection to the universal energy.
Exactly, and that's
Your Jo crystal has to be like fully fucking
you have
charged
to
for
be
that
fucking
shit.
fully ready for that sesh there. It's just it never occurred to me space magic, but like I'm just blown away that it's the same coloring as like everything
It uses
else.
the same energy, I think, and it's crazy that like he's using it for like talking, which is probably just how his species, his people, interacts on a daily basis.
They
They
just-
use sorcery just to live their lives, and that's wild. Because of course, other species out in the universe would probably have found some way to access this energy if anybody can. And then some of them are just so well adapted they can just use it for daily life rather than being secluded like secret society. Just anybody can do it.
Imagine having the power to do whatever you want and you just throw up an emoji dead ass.
Crying while laughing emoji.
You throw up. You walk
You
past
walk
somebody.
into a room and in sparklers you have just a meme, just a reaction image.
Your girlfriend walks by and you throw up a nice peach. It's just such a weird concept, but it's like I genuinely love the fact. I just thought it'd be a like in space be like a different color or something. I think it'd be cool to be have it be like purple or something. But I mean, we do see purple with Clea in Doctor Strange, so because purple is like the evil energy.
You had some thoughts on the one take corridor, right?
Oh, I fucking love that scene, man. That was probably one of the most brutal but yet satisfying scenes. Seeing Groot expand a tree hand inside a man, you see him puff up and fucking, and then seeing Nebula get her neck, her arms, and her legs get fucking broken, and then just whip around like it doesn't matter, and then like jolt back into place to continue her move. It's just fucking beautiful. It's like a ballet.
You can tell they fought together a while. Even throwing that older or younger, I guess, Gamora into the mix, like she still fits in really well.
Oh, 100%. And even like, I'm watching like the when we were watching the scene where they fight the High Evolutionary in the they don't fight him, but they're going off against all his goons with Groot and
where he just
Star-Lord.
like starts taking guns out of his chest cavity.
Yeah, and
It's
like
6 different arms.
there's like 6 different arms, 8 different guns from Groot, and then Peter's got 2 guns as well, and they're fucking just like rolling around, and somehow nobody gets a stray bullet in the head. It's one of the craziest things ever.
This Groot is a lot smarter than his counterpart, I feel.
His father, yeah.
Like he's just in general, he's better. He's more cognizant. Like he's more focused. He's has a better understanding of what's going on around him. He could fly the ship. His father drank out of a public fountain.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because he's seen more. With Rocket and Groot, it was Groot. Rocket just kind of had Groot because they were friends and because it was easy bounties. Since they joined the Guardians, they've gone and done everything. And if you watch Groot in this movie, he when the ship pops up or whatever, he does the Black Panther claws. He does Falcons fly with the wings. He can literally fly.
Falling
Glide.
with style.
Exactly. He's seen more. He's more experienced and more versed by the time I don't even think he's reached a fucking quarter of his father's age. So
And you see how big he gets.
yeah.
At the end, the post credit is the size of like Boulder when he's curled up taking a nap.
Yeah, like probably the boulder that SpongeBob rode.
Yeah. And then when he gets up, he's like the size of a house, if not taller.
The Giving Tree.
Yeah.
The Giving Hell Tree.
And if they first landed on Counter Earth, he expanded and they called it a kaiju form. Imagine if the end credits, the post credit scene version got bigger. Like when kaiju form. He can store so many guns. He's like a walking weapons locker.
I think he's actually bigger than his father at that point.
Oh no, he's like twice his fucking height.
Oh yeah, twice his height and his fucking bulk. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his fucking prime meeting like Ben Stiller. The Groot design was fucking phenomenal. The one take was incredible. Everything was so satisfying in that scene.
It is an amazing conclusion to one of the best, if not the best, storylines of the MCU.
100%. There's so much that gets wrapped up. It starts off with it just fucking bait and switches you like 6 times. You have no clue what the fuck's gonna happen, and then it just finally gets to the end, and you're like, this is the story.
In the first movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, they spend like 5 minutes developing this plan of how they're just not gonna let Ronan touch the ground. In the third movie, they tried to run off of an exploding planet with no plan whatsoever and succeed. The amount of development they've had as a team and just with experience between the first and the third movie is just so fucking wide, the gap. Like, they have no plan going in to take on the High Evolutionary who creates and destroys species on a whim.
He's God.
They just wing it.
Yeah.
And they succeed.
like I was saying on our walk home from the theater, the character development and how much they've grown together since since the first two movies, it feels like they've been Flanderized, but in the proper way, where they all just lean on each other for the crutch that they need, and
They're a
it's
family.
exactly it's such a fun dynamic and so healthy.
This movie is like meant to build on the last two and add on to it even. And I feel like it does that in every possible way. And like the callbacks to the other movies are really good. And I think the freezing in space one was my favorite because in the first one, like he just kind of gets a little frosty, like he just chilled a mug. And then the third one, he almost fucking explodes.
Oh yeah,
Like his face expands like Weird Al in the Fat video.
he looks like
And
Mario.
I'm like, yes. And I'm wondering if that's because he doesn't have ego to back him up anymore. Like the reason why he survived in space for so long in the first one is because by Ego's own words, as long as the light burns in the planet, he will never die. But now that Ego's gone, he's immortal, and you see that change physically.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Like it's, I was just like, holy fuck, he's gonna fucking explode.
Yeah, like the brutality of this movie was intense. It went way farther than the other ones had ever gone. There's multiple moments where people are like stabbed, blown through clean, their wrists snapped on screen.
That was like I said again earlier. James Gunn has the ability to, with his music, he gets you caught with the music, so you're just like having a good time, and then he'll pull the music out, pull up that sound effect, and you'll see that action happen, and then the music kicks right back in, and you're just like, you're immediately caught off guard with
You
it.
feel it in your bones.
You witnessed, experienced that broken wrist.
On a similar note, Mantis does get dropped on her head like 4 times.
That is a running gag in the entire thing where like she gets dropped on her head so slightly the first time, she lands on her shoulder the second time, and then she snaps her fucking neck the third
just
time.
straight up like cracking it.
You literally see her fucking fall and like crack her neck and then scorpion and then just pop right back up the next scene.
Speaking of bodies and bones, I really, really liked that science facility. That they're like, oh, we literally grow this facility using meat. It reminded me a lot of the mystery flesh pit that I sent you a video about a while. I'll see if
Yes.
I can get some images up. And it's just like they go onto the surface and it looks kind of like a cloud from a distance, but you go to the surface and you can see like hair follicles and skin and wrinkles and everything. And then they cut through, you see all the different sections, and the inside is like all the building and structure and supports made out of bones and stuff. And they got fountains and plants made out of just like general flesh material and oozes and goos. It's just disgusting, but it looks so cool. It's such an intriguing design. I just want to learn more about that because it's fascinating.
Like, but what the possibility of it, like housing something within something, it's very similar to the Ant-Man Quantumania, where they live in their houses and their houses are sentient beings, but that's like just like a shelter, like a rock house or something like that. This is a literal fucking flesh pit. Like if I were to cut my arm open and mustard were to fly out, and then you'd find the Guardians of the Galaxy flying through my bloodstream like Osmosis Jones. It's terrifying. Literally, the only thing I can say is go watch this fucking movie. If you feel that it should have ended at Endgame, and you've watched the other ones, and you're feeling like, yeah, this is one of those ones where it's like you get off here or you're just stuck here. And it was a very nice way of wrapping up that feel, because they even acknowledge a bunch of the shit that went down with Endgame and Infinity War with the Infinity Stones and all that science stuff. It it's a proper send off at that point. And shout out my boy James for getting the first F bomb in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.